Picture yourself hearing a haunting call emerging from the darkness, a voice that belonged to someone you cherished, but who recently passed away. Even though you're terrified, you find it hard to resist the mesmerizing promise of reuniting with your loved one. Driven by curiosity, you venture outside to locate the source, unknowingly making a fatal mistake by succumbing to the allure of the Nishi. These malevolent creatures hail from Bengali folk tradition and are also known as Nishi Daak, meaning call of the darkness or call of the night. In the cultures of the Indian subcontinent, the lines between demon spirits and deities are often blurred, lacking the clear good versus evil dualism seen more commonly in the Western Hemisphere. The Nishi firmly falls into the malevolent end of ghostly beings, offering insights into the culture it originates from. The Nishi Daak is one of many bhuts or ghosts in Bengali tradition, with an abundance of ghost stories prevalent in Bengal, encompassing both the country of Bangladesh and West Bengal in India. Despite becoming two separate countries after the partition of India in 1947, their stories and folklore transcend the borders of nationality, religion, and class. Unlike other Bengali ghost lore, the Nishi represents a slightly different malevolent entity, and their tales are widespread in small and rural villages. They pose a deadly threat to wanderers at night, calling out to peaceful sleepers in the familiar voices of deceased loved ones. However, the voice they adopt isn't necessarily that of the actual deceased person they are mimicking. The complexity of the Nishi reflects the spiritual community it comes from, especially in cultures that center their spiritual practices around reincarnation, ancestral worship, and karma, such as Hinduism. In Hindu beliefs, the subtle body or second body is reincarnated into another physical form, requiring the complete obliteration of the deceased corporeal form, often through cremation. This belief in reincarnation also means that Bengali ghosts don't haunt grave sites. Instead, they are sometimes perceived as recently deceased people who haven't entered the cycle of reincarnation, while in other instances, they are regarded as a different species of monsters. Nishi or Nishi Daak are particularly sinister, disembodied forms of malevolent spirits, resulting from incomplete or improper funerary rites. When the deceased fails to transition their subtle body, they cannot be reincarnated, leading to the existence of Nishi. To prevent the emergence of more Nishi, it is crucial to protect and perform cultural burial rites. The Nishi's ability to steal or mimic the voice of a deceased loved one adds to their eerie nature, as it challenges the notion of fully trusting the dead or even our own hearing. This raises questions about whether a Nishi ceases to exist if it cannot be heard, or if its ambiguity and ominous nature intensify in such circumstances, making the encounter with a Nishi truly terrifying. The Nishi's call is compelling, impossible to resist. Only the chosen victim possesses the ability to hear the Nishi's entrancing voice. Strangely, these malevolent beings can only call out twice, and superstition dictates that one should never respond to a nighttime caller unless their name is spoken 3 times. Those ensnared by the Nishi's influence fall into a trance, heedlessly following the distant voices to isolated areas where danger lurks. Those unable to break free from the Nishi's grip vanish, presumably meeting a grim fate. Though the Nishi can beckon or even snatch their victims, descriptions of the monster remain elusive. Some accounts depict the Nishi as a shadowy, shapeless figure resembling the voice they imitate, while others describe them as an ethereal, all-white, misty entity with a vaguely human form. This ambiguity enhances their mysterious nature, leaving room for the imagination to conjure chilling images. Dr. Suchitra Samanta shares a translated tale involving a Nishi targeting a young boy who shared a close bond with his aunt, who played a significant role in raising him. The boy, devastated by grief upon her sudden death, becomes gravely ill and refuses to perform her last rites. Despite the efforts of exorcists and the application of charms, the boy's condition does not improve. One night, he awakens abruptly, claiming to hear his aunt's voice calling him. Rumors circulate of a figure sitting by a nearby pond, and after a heavy monsoon rain, a midnight fog enshrouds the village. The boy once again hears his aunt's voice, urging him to catch her favorite freshwater fish. He sneaks out to do so, but becomes frightened when he spots a figure among the trees. Summoning his courage, he flees, but the Nishi seizes his basket of fish, causing him to collapse. After 3 days, he regains consciousness, but the relentless Nishi lures him into the pond, where he meets a tragic end. This story offers insights into cultural practices and taboos. It is not implausible that the boy's affliction was treated through various methods, including exorcism. Belief in spirit possession and malevolent sorcery remains prevalent in the region, sparking controversy. Certain religious sites are known for their exorcism practices, but now face scrutiny due to increased awareness of mental health challenges. Nevertheless, some argue that these sites provide traditional alternative healing methods that should not be dismissed or demonized. The Nishi Daak stories also serve to explain inexplicable illnesses. When a child in a family becomes seriously ill without an apparent cause or cure, it may be attributed to the Nishi draining their life force. Consequently, the family may seek the help of a tantric or magician to capture the essence or soul of a healthy individual and transfer it to the sick child, hoping for a miraculous recovery. Nishi Daak's influence is also linked to sleepwalking, a trance-like state in which the victim unknowingly wanders off and can sometimes lead to injuries. The Nishi's association with sleepwalking offers a possible explanation for this phenomenon, promoting vigilance within the community and safeguarding sleepwalkers. Bengali folk stories, including those about the Nishi Daak, hold great cultural significance. As an immigrant from Bengal to the U.S., Dr. Emily Zarka attests that these tales, narrated by her parents and grandparents, were her connection to her cultural heritage. Oral storytelling plays a crucial role in diasporic communities, providing a link to their origins, ancestors, and cultural beliefs. These stories may be chilling, but they hold deep meaning and are a vital part of preserving cultural identity and heritage. Dr. Zarka reflects on the eerie aspect of the Nishi Daak, the disembodied voice that characterizes this malevolent creature. People have long sought to understand such phenomena, delving into religious communications and exploring clairvoyance. In modern times, these stories continue to hold significance even as technology and urbanization alter the world. While urbanization brings light to the darkness, the stories of the Nishi remain as important as ever, connecting individuals to their roots and heritage. In sharing and hearing these stories, we preserve their importance and keep the memory of the Nishi Daak alive. Such tales provide a window into cultural beliefs and practices, serving as cautionary tales, explanations for the unexplainable, and reflections of the community's fears and superstitions. As Dr. Zarka explains, these stories play a vital role in passing down cultural traditions and enriching the identity of diasporic communities, keeping their heritage alive through generations.